Hello, everybody. We would like to introduce to you a new concept, maybe a not new concept, but not very often used. The testing has a possibility to be very well organized. The testing has a possibility to be well executed, planned over the weekend to minimize the effort you need to put to get the maximum value of your test automation. The first element, what we're going to discuss, is the aggregation level. When you are building your scripts, you are able to place them underneath a specific category. Some boxes, we may say, where we are putting our ready scripts. If you're going to take a look in the scripts area, where we've got all scripts listed, all processes that you are doing in the automation, you may see here a category. Category is describing in which box those processes are placed. We've got P2P, we've got AR, FX, and so on. You can build anything what is applicable for your organization, and this is something you can, of course, define in the dictionary. When you are recording, it is good to place it, and then you'll be able to see what's next. I've got in here about 600 test cases. They are, most of them, they are some trials, but we have some ready for today's showcase group of the test cases focused on the accounts receivable area. What I'm going to do, I'm going to close down the scripts. I'm going to jump into the runtime groups. This is a building of the queue. This is building of plans. So all types of the test cases of the plans you can implement in your organization, like regression testing, smoke testing, and so on and so on. You can build in here. We would like to validate a sprint which happened from the 1st of February up till the 1st of March. I would like to do a sanity check on that. So I'm going to call this a sanity check. And description will be defining the sprint. So it will be 02, 01, 02, up to 01, 03. So 1 month of our development, eternal development. Within that day, let's say, within that month, let's say we've modified some configuration regarding posting, some financial dimensions set up. So there are different fields required. And right now I would like to check it. I've got my group ready. I can jump into tasks. I see that this list is empty. And finally, I'm going to utilize the aggregation level that we were defining. So I can actually define here or add into the queue multiple test cases. I can do it manually, but if we have the category in place, I can do quick filtering based on AR. I have my all test cases outlined. I can select them all, next, and finish. So now we've got a list of all test cases outlined. Around 60 of them are in place, and I can create a bud job. Bud job is nothing else as a standard. It works the same as a standard bud job in the system, but in this case, it will create an execution of test automation. I'll add this into the queue. Of course, I can add it straight away, so system will execute this right now in the background, or I can plan it in batch mode. So I can have a standard batch job of the system set up with the recurrence. So I can tell the system, all right, today we've got a, let's say, Thursday. I would like to run this on Friday evening, so I can definitely set the date on the Friday evening. Let's start at 7 p.m. And we would like to do it 3 times by every 6 hours. So over weekend, system will execute our sanity check, the overall testing regarding our sprint, and we're going to have the results ready then. So I can add this into the bud job processing of the Dynamics. This is the standard bud job process, and this creates a bud job of executive automates. So if I'm going to go here, the bud jobs in executive automates module, I will see that right now there is nothing in the list. This will be added into the list exactly on Friday. for the showcase, I was yesterday executing tests overnight to show you an example of how it will look like later on. So I took the occasion, and at 10 p.m. I took and added the list of test cases for execution in the background. So I set it up at 10 p.m. and by every 50 minutes, system was executing number of test cases, 15 of them. It was executed, then waited 50 minutes and executed again the test cases. We've got the results, quick statistics, and everything is working perfectly. So this is very helpful. We've got a background execution, even though this is a rich client and Dynamics AX, our older buddy comparing to FNO. This executes everything in background, and the user is just planning what's to be executed. And after the execution, next day morning, after a weekend, the results can be revealed. If there was something wrong, if there is a bug, I can see this in the logs, I can see the proper status, and I can make some actions as a test manager. So even though old application, but full headless working, headless execution with the results delivered right after our test plan was verified.